So this is NTN's first time in Casa Manana, and so what better way to find out more about what this theater is all about and the inside scoop about the upcoming shows than speaking to the president himself, Wally Jones. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
So just sitting here right now, looking at the set, what is going on today?
Well, we're doing an interview on stage today with me and you, but this morning we had Charlotte's Web, which is part of our Theater for Young Audience series, and we actually have a show again tonight. So it's actually the final weekend of Charlotte's Web, and you know, we do about a 3-week run. In the mornings we sell to school children for a very, very reduced price, and it's a great way for kids to experience their first live theatrical experience. And the weekends it's open to the public, so we do 5 Theater for Young Audience shows throughout the year, and we do 4 Broadway shows. But this is Charlotte's Web, as you can see, with the big web behind us.
So like I said, this is our first time here at Casa Manana. Just give us a brief history about this building and this theater in general. Well,
Casa Manana was actually thought about by Amon Carter back in 1936. And when he wanted to create the show of shows, and he named it Casa Manana, the House of Tomorrow. And it actually started out as an amphitheater that sat 4,500 people for dinner, with a revolving stage and a moat for the in front of the stage. It had a water curtain, much like the Bellagio Hotel.
Wow.
And this was in 1936. So they were some pretty forward-thinking guys back then. He hired Billy Rose, a Broadway director and choreographer, to come down for 100 days and paid him $1,000 a day back in 1936 to create the show of shows. And they did this for about 4 years, and they kind of went on hard times. The war started, and then they demolished the theater and contributed all the materials to the war effort. And then in 1958, they built this Geodesic Dome, which you see now, and it was actually built in the round. But many people don't know this, but it was actually designed in the way it is now, and they wanted 2 domes, but they couldn't raise enough money, so they decided to do 1 dome and put it in the round. And they did that, and it sat 1,800 people. And in 2003, they did a renovation here.
For us college students, you mentioned Preview Day, because I know it's geared towards children, but explain to us what Preview Day is.
Student Preview Night is the Friday night before we open all of our Broadway shows. And what we do then is we are trying to attract a young audience to the theater. We're trying to get them out from behind their computers and their Game Boys and their iPods and iPads, and trying to get them into see a live theatrical production. And we offer any student with an ID and administrator or teacher with a student ID that can come preview night for $10 a seat. These seats are normally $65. They can come for $10 and see a great show. And there's usually a talk back afterwards. We have the actors and director hang out, and they can ask questions about the show, the production, and the entertainers and things like that.
Really cool. Real quick, can you just mention to us what we're expecting on upcoming shows here at the Casa Manana?
We have Rent, which opens next Friday, a week from today. Actually, Student Preview Night is a week from today. Great musical by Jonathan Larson, won the Pulitzer Prize, ran on Broadway for years and years and years. It's actually off Broadway now, but great young show. We follow that with Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire, which is a musical about his music and his life. That's in June. And then a sneak preview for next year. We actually have Grease coming in September to kick off next year's season. So it's some good fun shows. Not real heavy drama in those 3 shows. Oh, Rent's pretty heavy, but the other 2 are a lot of fun and great music.
Well, thank you so much for being here and having us here today at Casa Manana. If you guys want to know more about the upcoming shows that we just talked about earlier, please log on to their website at casamanana.org. Sazan?
Thanks, Matt, and thanks, Wally, for telling us about this great place. So when we come back, NTN correspondent Cara Coletta shows us how she kicked into gear for National Recreation Day. Plus, a returning NTN guest joins us to talk about how she made her dream a reality. Stay tuned. You're watching North Texas Now right here on NTTV.